So welcome everyone. I'm Amanda from getalifeatsea.com and I am here again with Heather from Page Marine Cruise, one of Princess's authorized recruitment partners. We are here today to talk to you about interview tips for in-person interviews directly with cruise lines or with authorized partners such as Heather. And again, Heather has over 25 years of marine recruitment experience, so she definitely is an expert in this field. So thank you for joining us, Heather. Welcome. I'm sure you have so many tips to share with us. You've done thousands of interviews, so what are some of the things, let's start with what you want people to wear when they come to an interview for a cruise ship position.
I want them to be in smart casual or business attire, preferably business attire. You know, if they don't own a suit, then just something that certainly still looks business-like. I don't expect someone to go and buy something for the interview, but neat, tidy, nothing too funky.
Great. What do you want them to bring with them in terms of documentation or otherwise to the interview?
Bring a minimum of 2 resumes. I may or may not need 2. Do bring copies of reference letters if you have them. Again, 2 is fine, and no more than 2 or 3 at the most.
Okay.
And if you have a small picture of yourself to attach to the resume, it's helpful.
Okay, wonderful. What about portfolios and things for positions that may require them, like photographers or videographers? What do you recommend with regards to that?
It should be listed in their resume, the different certifications that they have. At the time of the initial interview, I do not necessarily need to see them.
Okay.
So just bring the resume. You can have them if you wish with you in case you're asked for them, but not really important at that stage.
Okay, so bring everything that you requested in addition to the 2 resumes and any photocopies of reference letters, and of course in business attire. What are some things, some tips that you really don't like to see during the interview process? What are some things that people do and or say or bring? What are some things that people need to keep in mind?
Well, the first one is often when we ask people to bring a resume, when they come, they'll say, "Oh, my printer wasn't working this morning." Maybe you should have checked it out the day before coming to your interview, so you could have used a friend's printer or bought the ink or whatever. I don't normally have time during that interview schedule to go and print your resume for you.
Right.
That would be a first thing. Please don't bring somebody in to the interview with you because you think they might be perfect for a job on board. Have them go through the proper procedure. Don't bring your whole family with you. Make sure that you leave all pets at home. We've only had pets arrive twice. One was a wounded bird in a paper bag, and another one was a small dog.
So don't bring any animals. You know, I mean, people watching this are probably laughing, thinking like, "There's no way I would do that." But I mean, these are things that you've actually seen. What about things like a snack, coffee, that kind of stuff? What is your feeling on that?
Sometimes we have a group orientation, and so the orientation period is about, probably the first part is anywhere from 22 minutes to an hour, depending on the presentation, but usually it's under 20 minutes as a group. And it's diverting attention from others listening to what's being said if you are, crunching on your celery sticks or eating your apple. And it's frankly, it's rude.
Okay.
So we appreciate it if you don't bring your lunch with you into the orientation room with you. And also the same for coffees. If you ask for a glass of water, you'll always be given one. Sometimes we'll offer tea or coffee, but don't automatically feel that you should just wander in with your coffee in hand. It's too casual a look.
Okay, great. So get rid of the snacks, get rid of the coffee before you even step into the lobby to check in for your interview, because of course you are being watched from moment one, from when you come in, even if it's by the receptionist, at the group orientation session potentially, and of course the in-person interview. One thing I did want to touch on was some questions that you like to hear people ask when they're in the interview. So obviously you have a lot of stuff you're going through in the one-on-one. You get through all of that. You ask your questions. What are some things you would like to hear from candidates question-wise?
I want to know they're really interested in doing this type of work, that they would have no problem in being away, that if they have any concerns about working on board, that they bring them up. There is no such thing as a silly question.
Perfect. Well, I think that is some great information for all of the followers that I have at getalifeatsea.com. The next video that you and I are going to be talking about is tips for Skype interviews, because of course, as we both know, cruise lines are going more and more towards that direction than even in-person interviews. So do stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for joining me.
Welcome.